Another mochi recipe, ice cream mochi. So grab your favorite ice cream and scoop it out into little balls and then put it back in the freezer. Then grab glutinous rice flour, sugar and water and give everything a whisk until it's well combined. Then you can cover it and put it in the microwave for 1 minute. Take it out and give it a stir, and then you can put it back in the microwave for another 1 minute. Take it out, give it a stir, and this time put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. So it's nearly done now, so give it one final stir and in the microwave for 30 seconds. As an alternative, you can also just steam it for 15 minutes. Then dump it onto a baking sheet that's been dusted with cornstarch and then split it into equal sized pieces. And then when it's cooled down, you can wrap the ice cream balls, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The perfect midnight snack.
Hi 친구s, one of you guys asked for a spicy tofu recipe, so here's my favorite. First started by cutting my firm tofu into 16 pieces. Then for the sauce, we're going to combine a tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of red pepper flakes, half a cup of water, and a baby amount of garlic powder. Then fry your tofu until golden brown and take it out of the pan. Next, in a high heat pan, drizzle some oil and add a half a cup of onions. Then add in 1 stalk of sliced green onions. When the onions become translucent, you want to pour the sauce that we made earlier. And finally, add your tofu back in. Make sure to flip your tofu pieces so that they can soak in that sauce. I hope you try this lovely recipe. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube to see more of me.
You're gonna say more, 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 and more, 주지 못해 more.
Have you guys ever seen mukbangers eat that stretchy cheese? Because whenever I see that, I'm always like, the things that I would do just for one bite. So today, we're gonna try to make it. We're gonna start off by peeling some Yukon Gold potatoes and cut them into small chunks so that they can cook a lot faster. Let them vibe in a small pot and pour enough cold water to cover them completely, along with a lot of kosher salt. Once it reaches a boil, we're gonna lower the heat and let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Drain out the water, and using a potato ricer, we're gonna squish the potatoes back into the pot. Ooh, this reminds me of pimple popping. Now throw in your garlic, butter, heavy whipping cream, along with about half of your Gruyere and mozzarella cheese. You want to mix it until your cheese completely melts. And once that happens, throw in the rest of your cheese and keep mixing. Wait for it. Now it might look a little bit chunky, but that's actually the lighting and reflection in my... Add some parsley. I ate this with some Korean fried chicken and it was actually insane. Oh yeah, don't forget to get your dad or your single mom a Father's Day gift and make it meaningful too. For example, I got my dad a subscription to a premium snap. Wait, huh?
Let's make milk mochi. For this, you'll need some milk, sugar, and tapioca starch. And mix, mix, mix. Then cook it on low to medium heat. Continue stirring it until it thickens. And it should look like this. Let it cool down for 15 to 20 minutes. To make the cookie crumbs, I put a few pieces of cookies in a bag and crumble them. Then pour the mochi on top of the cookie crumbs. And there you have it, milk mochi. And this is how you eat the mochi. Enjoy!
Hey guys, today I'm gonna be making Korean mayak eggs. First we boil the eggs for 5 minutes and then put it into cold water. Then chop some spring onions, chilies, garlic, and coriander. After, peel the eggs when it's cooled down. For the sauce we need soya sauce, water, sugar. Also add the chopped veggies and sesame seeds. And place the eggs into the sauce and refrigerate for at least 5 hours. I like to eat these eggs with some rice, top it up with spring onions and dry seaweed, a little bit of sesame oil and sesame seeds. Please give it a try because they're so addictive. Enjoy guys!
Yo, I'm about to make some 콩나물국밥. Wash the bean sprouts with a whole lot of passion. Boil it until it bubbles. In the meantime, prep the garlic and the peppers. Take out the bean sprouts once the bubbling starts. In that same water, add the magic pouch. Dump in the bean sprouts. Add a spoon and a half of gukganjang, a spoon and a half of sesame oil, a spoonful of sesame seeds, big spoon of red pepper powder. Yo, mix it harmoniously. While that's bubbling, add the radish. Take out the pouch, insert the bean sprout mix. Taste it for the culture. It needs a little more depth. Remembers Hiljut, colony of shrimps? Dump that in there. Yo, crack an egg in there. Yo, top it off with some fish sauce. Hit it with some scallions. By the way, cooking some mackerel as well. Peep the details. Righteous.
Y'all really like boba, so today I'm gonna show you how to make fruit boba. You'll need 2 ounces of any fruit you want, a scoop of some type of sweetener, and tapioca starch. Now add in a 1/4 cup of water and blend. It's gonna be a little chunky, so if you want to strain it, you can. Cook it on medium heat until it becomes gloopy. Then add in the rest of your 1 1/4 cups of tapioca starch. Once it's fully combined and not too sticky, wrap whatever you're not using in plastic so it doesn't dry out. Then just start cutting out little pieces and rolling them into the pearls. Make sure you sift off all of the extra tapioca starch before you cook them. Now you're just going to boil them until they're chewy and taste one before you take them out. This took about 15 to 20 minutes. Drain the boba and cook it with a little more of the pureed fruit and some brown sugar to add sweetness. You can eat them by themselves since they taste like fruit, or add them to a drink. I served mine with blueberry milk.
I'm gonna try to make some vegan bacon. So this is what you want your vegan bacon to look like. This vegan bacon is made out of rice paper, and all you really need is nutritional yeast, soy sauce, barbecue sauce. You're supposed to use olive oil, but I only had like this veggie oil. I actually added a lot more nutritional yeast than this, and if you want it to taste sweet, add a lot of maple syrup, but I only added a little bit. Add a lot more barbecue sauce than I did because that's what I actually prefer, and you can do this all to taste. Then just add some garlic powder. You can also add some pepper or some paprika seasoning. Really just try the sauce and see whether you like it. I dampened the rice paper with just some water. The more you wet it, the softer it's gonna be, and the less you wet it, the crispier the bacon's gonna be. Then I fold it in half so that it thickens up, and then with just a pair of scissors, I cut them into strips. Marinate your strips and then put it in the oven for 7 minutes at 200 degrees Celsius.
Of course I filmed Pop-Tarts right before the BA Test Kitchen went up in flames, but in honor of Queen Sola, here's how to make them. First is the dough, which is what they call a rough puff pastry, and believe me, once you make it, you'll be making it all the time. It's just flour, sugar, and butter, and you chill that for about 2 hours. The jam is also super easy: frozen strawberries, sugar, blend it up, and then put on the heat till it gets thick. The most time-consuming part is cutting out and shaping the Pop-Tarts, but once you have that down, just seal it up with a bit of water and crimp it up a little bit. And then we're on to the icing, which is 1 egg white and a bunch of powdered sugar. Super easy. And if you're feeling extra, which I was, make your own sprinkles like this. And I'll write the full recipe below so you don't have to go to Condé Nast because, they need to get their act together.
Ever feel like acting like you a chef and making something fancy? Let's do it. Let's make some eggplant. Okay, we're going to slice it. I got 2 slices right here. We're going to saute it with a little bit of grapeseed oil, parsley, garlic powder, and a little bit of black pepper. Like that. Then take a purple yam slice, a couple slices of red apple, portobello, some kale, and fresh garlic clove. Oh, and some purple onion. Put it in your food processor and blend. Check on your eggplant. Ooh, baby, that's done. Take it out. Go back to your blend and now add that to your pan. Same grease is fine because that's your business. Add a little balsamic and a little maple syrup, a little pinch of salt, and some more garlic powder. And cook it until the purple yam gets soft. See that? That's ready. Go back to your eggplant. Drizzle it like that. Ooh. Get into it. Ooh, God, we thank you. My God.
When I was an au pair in Spain, we had these for breakfast every Sunday. Measure 2 cups of flour, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of water that's cloudy from the milk. Add 2 tablespoons of butter, some salt, and some sugar. Once the butter's melted, add in your flour and mix it up. Let it cool, then add 1 egg and 1 yolk and mix that up. It looks like it won't mix at first, and then it does. Start heating your frying oil and then add your dough to a pastry bag with a star tip. Add a cup of milk in another saucepan, some chocolate. I'm using unsweetened, so I used extra sugar. When the oil is hot, you can start piping out your churros, or churros as they say. I'm not gonna lie, the dough is very thick and it's not the easiest thing to pipe, but just power through. To finish the chocolate sauce, mix some cornstarch and milk, bring that to a boil. It will all of a sudden come together and look like pudding. Add a little bit of cayenne if you're so inclined, some vanilla and some salt, and you're ready to go. In Spain, they're usually just topped with sugar, but if you like it with cinnamon, go for it. It's great either way.
Here's how to make crispy tofu that doesn't suck. I do a lot of animal protein on this channel, so this one's for my soy boys. And girls, of course. Start by chopping up some extra firm tofu, however you'd like. I do these little rectangle shapes. Then add some oil to a pan. Sprinkle some potato starch in the bag with your brofu. You can use cornstarch if you'd like to. A little bit of salt, then give that a shake, and that's gonna make our tofu nice and crispy. When the oil in the pan hits 350, add your tofu in. We're gonna let those go for a couple minutes on this side till they get nice and golden B. That being 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're just gonna let these go for a while. This is called shallow frying. Once fried, transfer the tofu to a paper towel lined dinner plate to let them drain. Listen to that tofu whistle. That's a healthy piece of tofu. Here I'm just hitting it with this super thick gochujang sauce that I made earlier. And chives, because chives make everything fancy.
So today I wanted to show you how you can make an on-the-go meal with chicken katsu, which I made in my last video. So let's go ahead and make some homemade tonkatsu sauce. Add 1/3 cup of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of mirin, and 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. Give that a good mix and then get some plastic wrap, add your nori sheet, add some rice, and shape that into a little square. I ended up adding sesame seeds, but you can add whatever you like. Add tonkatsu sauce, add your chicken katsu. And chicken katsu is often served with chopped cabbage. I didn't have any, but you can definitely add some. Then just top it off with rice and fold in the corners of the nori sheet to the center, wrap, compress, slice, and enjoy.